Hi friends, welcome to Zoom In Zoom Out. My name is Amit. I'm an architect and designer for the last 15 years. In the last video we discussed the three biggest advantages of Revit over AutoCAD. And today we are going to make a small, really small house using just three commands. These commands are going to be walls, doors and windows, and the roof or slabs. Just a small thing. This is not going to be a detailed video. More detailed videos are going to follow, and you can learn Revit along with me. So let's zoom in and start with the introduction of the project. This project is extremely small. As you can see, this is a two-bedroom flat, and it has got a wardrobe. Both of these bedrooms have wardrobe. There's a bathroom, there's a small laundry, kitchen area to have meals, and living area. There's a small porch. That's it. Roughly this is 10.25 meters by 6.34 meters, which is slightly more than 60 square meters, and in terms of square feet it is about 650 square feet. Now what we are going to do is, this is the plan that we are going to make. So here are some of the steps that I want to outline of how we are going to do that. We'll start from this end with wall. We'll go all the way like this. We'll start with the external wall like such, and we'll finish it back here, and then we'll go on to make the internal walls like these ones, and then we'll make these internal walls. And the next step would be to add the doors. So it has got 4 doors, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll do that. And next step number 3 would be to add windows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And finally we are going to add the floor of this, which is going to be a slab, and then we have to add a roof on it, which is going to be a sloping roof in this case, but we can alter it to any other roof in future, but that is something for the future. So let's go to the Revit and start drafting this out. This is the interface that you look at, and let's click on new, and then I would like to go and use the architectural template, which is the second third from the top, and I go OK, and this is the interface that I look at. So today, like I said, we are only going to use three main commands, but you'll see that inside them we have got the other commands as well. So on the top left you will see the wall command, and then we have got doors and windows right next to each other, and then we have got roof and floor, which are almost next to each other as well. So these are these things that we are going to use to do this particular project, which is a two-bedroom house. We are going to go in details of what each of these things are, what is on top. You can also see lots of tabs in here. There is one window which is called properties here, the other windows which is called project browser here, and there are lots of things which are happening everywhere, but for now we are not going to touch that. We'll come back to that some other time, and we'll start working on that. Now we have got a JPEG or the PNG file for the project that I have already shared with you in the description. So you can download it, or you can print it out, and you can keep it right next to it when you are doing it. Otherwise, if you have two monitors, you can just open it up in the other monitor. So let's just start with the walls. So let me click on this command wall, and when I before even clicking it, when I put my cursor there, it is giving me a preview of what it offers. So I'm going to click on walls, and then in the properties panel I have got the menu. It's like a menu card. It is giving me all these options of all these things that I can do. Of course I can bring it more different versions and kinds and types of walls, but let me just To keep things simple, let me just go with something called generic 200 millimeter wall, and I am choosing that. When you press on the wall command or the wall button, this green interface comes up, and this green interface is telling us that you have to change or customize a few things. One of the things it is asking us to change is the height of the wall. So to keep things simple, I'm going to keep the height of the wall as 3 meters. And also I am going to change the location line as core face exterior, which means that it will be measuring everything from the exterior end to the exterior end. And then I just need to click in somewhere in the screen so that I can start my wall. So I'm just starting from one end. I'm starting from here, and as you can see, as I am going, it is also telling me how far I have gone. So I have already gone 4 meters. If I click here, then it will make me a wall of 4 meters, but I want to make a wall which is very precise, which is 10.25 meters. So what I'll do is I'm just going to type. So I have not clicked it, but I'm just going to type 10,250 and then enter. So it has made me a wall of 10,250. Now next I have to, if the layout is open with you, you can see that next I have to go 6,340 minus 1.9. So roughly it is 4.3 meters. I will do the exact calculation later, but let me just make it 4.3 meters. So 4300. I can make it as exact as possible later on, but for now I'm just, like I said, keeping things simple. Now 24 or 2.4 meters that way, and then I have to go 1.9 meters down, so 19, and then I don't have to do too much, because if I bring my cursor here, it is already telling me that this is how it aligns here. I click in here, and then I just let it finish it up. So it has, and then after I have done with everything, I can just press escape twice, and there you go. So I've made the basic shape that I wanted, and now I can go on to make the internal parts. Okay, so now let's create the internal walls. So for internal walls, I will again go to the wall command. This time in the drop down menu, I'm going to use generic 100 millimeter wall. And if you have your the layout open, you will see that it has got the internal walls for the bedrooms, for the bathroom, some for laundry as well. So all the other things are still the same. Only thing has changed, that it is not 200 millimeter, but it's 100 millimeter. It is still 3 meters tall, and rest everything else is same. So I'm going to just press somewhere here. So I think it is 2.9 meters. So let me just so you can see that I can put the cursor exactly at 2.9 meters, and even if I make a mistake, I can always come back. I can move the dimension later on. So let me just press here and then go down, and there you go, and then I press escape. This part is done. Okay, so the first or the bigger bedroom is 2.9 by 3.4. So I think it's 3.4 meters from here. So let me just place it somewhere first, and then I will come back and I will correct it. So I've placed it somewhere. So obviously this distance, I'm pretty sure that it's not exactly 3.4 meters. But what I can do is I can click in here, and then it tells me that these are the temporary dimensions. They come up, and I know that what the dimension I want here is 3400. So I can just click on here, and please observe what happens to this particular door, this particular wall. 3400, it moves. And it just puts all the other things in place, and that's exactly what I want. So a lot of these things could be first roughly placed, and then you can come back to it and you can put it precisely. So let me just finish the rest of it, um, rest of the walls. So there's a bathroom here, and I'm like you can see that I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not even making it exact. So for now, you know how to get those the exact dimensions. So I'm just going to eyeball the rest of it, and we are pretty much done with the walls. And you press escape twice to come out of the wall command. Now what we're going to do is we are going to press on doors. It is very similar to what we did on walls. I'm going to press on doors, and when I do that, I get these, again the green interface comes up, but we hardly have anything to change in there. And then I've got a drop down menu. We have got a few doors here, but we can obviously get more doors. We can import more doors, but more on that later. So I'm going to click on one of the doors, and the way this works is the moment I bring this cursor to a host or a place where door can actually be placed, then it will start showing me a preview. So I want to put my door somewhere here. You see, it's showing across here, but the moment I bring my cursor here, it tells us that this is the right place to put a door. So let me just put a door here, which is 200 away from the left wall. One of the door goes here. The other door would be here. Like I'm just placing it somewhere. I know that the door's orientation is incorrect right now, but I can, like I said, I can always come back and I can change that in a few clicks. So, and I'm going to press the escape twice. Now I can see that some of the doors are not correctly placed. To begin with, let me start with this door. Let me zoom it out. Let me scroll and zoom in. And if I click on this, I've got these some flipping buttons that comes up here. So if I click in here, that flips, and this is exactly where I want it to be placed. So this door is done. Let me do the same with this one. I want to flip it. I want everything to go on this side. So this one is also working fine. Now let's do the same with this one. I'm going to flip it on the other side, and then I want to flip it again so that it orients like such. And this door looks fine to me, and I think we are pretty much done with it. Goes without saying that if you want to move this particular wall, the particular door, in this scenario it is 200 millimeter away from it, but if you want to make it, let's say 150 away, you press 150 here, you click it, and it just adjusts itself to the right place. So you can do the same for any one of that. Okay, now let's go to the window. Like I said, it's exactly in the same way. You go to window, and the green menu appears where you can change a few things, but we're not going to change anything. We're saving it for later. And again, in the drop down menu, these are some of the default windows that are given to me. I know that there are different types of windows, the awning windows and hinged windows and the shutter windows and so on, but we're just going with the fixed windows. And I'm just starting with one of the options that it's giving to me. And like the doors, windows also need a place to be. So you can see that it is showing me a cross at the moment, but the moment I bring my cursor here, oops, it tells me where this is going to be. It's showing me a kind of preview where it's going to be. I click, and that's where it goes. These things should be on the other side, but we'll come back to that in a minute. And then again I click in here, so it's placed exactly at the center. I do not have to calculate. It is helping me put things in at the center and in here as well. So let me just put it somewhere here. There's one more that comes here, and this time I think that I'm not going to purposely put it in center. I'm just going to put it on one of the sides. So as you can see, it tries to put everything on center, but I can put it here. And finally, I think we have got 2 more windows to go. One is here, and the other one is I'm not sure it will fit in. It will barely fit in here. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is how the windows are done. Now, what we can do is we want to see how this is looking in 3D view. So again, I want to press escape. This green thing will disappear. I'm going to press escape twice, and now I'm out of the command. What I would want to do now is to see this in 3D. If I want to see this in 3D, there is a small 3D button up here. It's called default 3D view. I'm going to click on that, and there you go. It is already looking like a house, a 2-bedroom house. A few more things to go, but yes. So let's come back to the tab which is ground floor. You can see that you can obviously switch between these tabs. Okay, now the next command is going to be the floor. So I'm going to click on floor now, and okay, save the project. I'm just going to save the project as default. Thank you. And now the green thing appears again after I have clicked the floor. This is slightly different interface from what we have been seeing here. Of course, it is giving us the menu of all the kinds of floors that we can use, and I'm going with something called generic 150 millimeter, and I'm just keeping the other things as default. Now this particular interface is called a sketch view. Now in the sketch view, there are only 2 ways of getting out of sketch view, which is this green tick or this red cross. There is no other way to get out of it. Now if it's a floor command, what the computer is asking us is to tell it what are the extents of the floor. So again, here it wants us to give us a boundary. So we have to create a boundary, and if you'll see, the moment I bring my cursor here, and I click, then it's telling me the first line of the boundary, and you can see that there's a flip button again here, and if you want to flip it to the internal side, that's fine, but I want it to keep it on the outer edge. Now I click on the next wall, and it's continuing with it. I click on the next wall, and then next wall, and so on, and finally this is my last wall. And when I am finished, I can click on the green button. Please make sure that it is a closed loop. If it's open even in a small portion, then the computer will not operate the command. And I press the green button when I am satisfied. Wow, it looks like nothing has been done here, but let's go to the 3D view to see what has happened. And you can notice that there's a floor in here now. So this is the floor, which is a generic 150 millimeter floor, has been put here. So this looks good to me. Now let's come back to the roof. Now for roof, we are going to use this command right here. I click on this. Now it's asking us we obviously cannot make a roof on this ground floor level, so we have to move to the upper level, and I go and say yes. Now we are familiar with this green contextual menu now, which it is asking us about this particular command, which is roof. In roof, again, it is asking us to give us a line, a boundary line, or the extent to which the roof will be out. And again, we have got a menu card system here. I press on that. 400 millimeter is too thick for me. I'll just go with generic 125 millimeter. And it is asking about something called an overhang. So how much overhang do I want? So I'm going to make it a hip roof, and in that I want it to go out by about 600 millimeter or 2 feet. That's it. And after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the cursor next to the walls, and the computer will detect where this overhang is going to be. So this dotted line that you're looking at, it's already giving me a preview of where it's going to be. Please make sure that you do not take the cursor further, otherwise it will start showing the overhang line on the other side, which obviously is not what we want. So let's click in here, and it's also showing me that the slope of this particular roof is going to be 30 degrees. That's a default. We can obviously come back and change that later if you don't want that, but let's go ahead with that. Now the next is I'm going to keep on clicking it. You can see that it's also joining these lines for us. As we are clicking it, it's also kind of finishing up the drafting for us. And when the whole loop is finished and all of this is 30 degrees, when I'm satisfied, I can click on the green button. There is no other way to get out of this but these two buttons. So if there are times when you are somewhere else and you do not know what to do, you have to come back to this green interface and then click. Again, it looks like nothing has been done because we are looking at the plan view, not the site plan or the 3D view. So let's go to the 3D view tab and let me press escape twice, and I'm out of this. This looks to me like a decent house, and we have done this in record time. So let us see it from various angles. So if I bring my cursor here, it shows me that a few different views. I think this view looks fine. Okay, this has come out well. We are going to go into details of all the other parts of how to make the little complicated houses in the later videos. If you think that this video has given you any value, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and I will see you next time.